Hello, and right now we have arrived at the caravan, but this is how we started off. Welcome to Driving an EV in the UK, and please subscribe. Now, we are in the car. It is 20 to 9 on a Sunday morning, and what are we doing? Well, we're going on a bit of a road trip. Well, the longest bit that I have to do. I have 100 and about 76, 78 mile, depending on diversions to parking and wherever I stop off. The car has a 145 mile range. We are at 98%. I plugged it in 30 minutes before I came away, so the battery should be a little bit warmer than what it would be. So, everything is ready. I washed the car, yeah. So, let's get going, and we'll put up a bit of footage on the road as we go, little bits, because you don't want the whole lot, because it's 4.5 hours, and I won't record all of that 4.5 hours. So, let's get going. Yes, we arrived in Gretna. We tried the charger at the Gretna train station. It's only a 7 kilowatt, but I didn't mind. I was going to park there and just walk along the road to the Gretna shopping place and spend a little bit of time. It didn't have to be very long. But that didn't happen. I still had a look around the Gretna shopping thing, but I just didn't stay as long as I would have, because the charger at the station wasn't working. It wasn't turned on. It was actually moving. You could actually move it like that, and the base was moving, so it wasn't attached to the ground properly. So we left Gretna and we headed on to Dunfries. So, hello, you might recognise this place. I have been here before. This is, of course, Chiltern Trust car park, and as you see, if I want to go to 80%, it's going to take 20 minutes. I technically really only need 10 kilowatts, or for me, I just like saying 10 units. 28 minutes, the car says, until it gets to the 94%. I don't need to go there. I still I'm unsure on this charger. Remember last time I came, I said this was going to be the first charger where I physically paid. This is supposed to charge, because it's the council one for around here, is supposed to charge 15 pence. Now, where I'm heading, which is now Kilmonic and the track that there is, it's free. So I only need enough to get there. Now, when we got here, we had 31% of the battery left. We had done 95 miles, and the car said it average 5 miles. I've got hiccups. Why is it every time I do something I have hiccups or an itchy nose? It's one. So I had a range of 40 miles, which means I wouldn't feel comfortable passing from Dunfries up the road, because there is very, very few chargers between here and Kilmonic. There's the odd one, but there are massive mileage gaps between them. So therefore I have to put something in here. Now, as I said, I was going to put something in at the Gretna charger, but it wasn't working. I would have stayed a little longer at Gretna and did more of the shops and had a bit more of a walk around and a bit more relaxed, but couldn't do that because the charger wasn't working, so I wasn't going to spend longer in a place since I couldn't charge. Now, here there is one downside. There's not a lot to do here, so it's not like I can stick it on charge and go to visit some place. There's not really that much at the minute. There seems to be a bit of music in that direction, so I'm going to have a walk over there just to have a walk. But as I said, I only need 10, so that's like 5-10 minutes, and then I have enough to get to Kilmonic on any calculation. But if I'm on a little longer, I don't mind. If I'm going to get charged the 15, I had my last charge, which didn't cost anything, and I put just over 10 in as then, and that was more than enough to get me to Kilmonic the last time. So it's the day and the weather is a little on off, as we are, this is supposed to be summer coming, and all the petals of the flowers are all falling off the leaves. Brilliant. Yeah. It's a little cold, rain on and off, but what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. So, as we said, we don't need much time, so we'll have a quick walk, and I probably still will stop off up the road at the shops, my normal parking spot where I would normally go. And yes, at that point there is an Instavolt with 2 chargers at the Costa. It's sort of on the bypass, just off the bypass, and so I normally stop off there, because then I can have a quick look and see if there's anything I need to have to have tea tonight. So we'll have a quick walk, because this isn't going to take all that long, which is always good. And we'll get back on the road and go to my usual spot, and we'll see you in a minute. now we are at Kilmonic. I've just finished charging. I'm back up to 49%, 94% and 139 miles. When I got here I had 66 miles left and I still had 47% of the battery, which really good. I pushed a little more on the miles to a unit and it's now up to 5.3. When I stopped at Gretna it was 5, and it was 5 when it was at Dunfries. So the road between Dunfries and Kilmonic, I managed to improve mileage and now have 5.3. Don't know what I'll end up when I'm finished, but we're ready to go again, and this is the last charge that I'm doing. I'm not sure if you could work out why I like this charger. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and that's number 4, and a little one, and they all have this nice little shade. So as you see, you're not going to get rained on when you put the car in, you know what we should have. So I like this charger, so we may be back on this charger at some point before we end up going back home again. So until then, time to head on and finish the rest of this trip off. So see you in a minute. Okay, we now arrived at the caravan. At that point I did a couple of calculations, as you do, and when I got to the caravan I had 122 miles left after charging up at Kilmonic, which was at 129, so I only did 7 miles, but it's further than 7 miles to get from Kilmonic to where we are. So we had 122. We had covered that day. Our arrival at the caravan was at 10:419. We started the day at 10:244. We had covered 175 miles to the car's distance when I turned it off. I also managed to increase the miles per kilowatt from 5, which I had it when I arrived at Gretna. What I arrived at Dunfries with was 5. Between Dunfries and here and charging up, I managed to get it up to 5.3. So the whole day was 5.3, 175 miles. And that was doing 5.3 miles to a unit. In total, I calculated out that with 175 divided by the 5.3, 33 kilometers, 33 miles per kilometer. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So we are here. We'll do a couple of trips when we're on. I might do another review on this trip and look a little more detail on the figures themselves. So with that, please like, comment, subscribe. I know this video was long, so bye for now.